Hello, my name is Becca Keats, and I'm going to be doing a presentation today on using structural family therapy techniques in family life education roles for counseling class 881. The book that I reference throughout most of the presentation is Chapter 12 of Family Therapy History, Theory, and Practice, 6th edition by Samuel Gladding. Let's get started. One of my personal favorite techniques from structural family therapy for both personal and educational use is reframing. In structural therapy, reframing is simply stating a problem in a different way in order to change a person's perspective on that problem into a more favorable light. For example, when a parent complains of a strong willed child, an educator may reframe that situation by stating, "Isn't it great that with some training, your child will be able to take that strong will to persevere and tackle through some really big challenges?" This can be used in any arena, including education. In fact, scientific research even backs up reframing as an intervention that helps us live longer and happier. Psychologist Kelly McGonigal has spent years researching stress. She has found that by simply changing or reframing your view on stress, it can increase your health. In other words, if you view the stress response as a helpful reaction that your body produces to help deal with problems instead of a negative one, you automatically increase your chance of living longer and healthier. More information on this particular reframe can be found in a TED Talk listed on the reference page. Reframing is a technique that everyone should learn. In the future, I would like to incorporate this skill in most, if not every, class or interaction that I have with families. Mindset and perspective is very powerful, and reframing makes such a positive impact on mindset. Another tool from structured family therapy that can be used in family life education is called diagnosing. Diagnosing is a tool that therapists use to personally process what the structure of the families that they work with is. Therapists can use charts like the one shown on this page from Chapter 12 of Gladding's textbook to outline if the structure of the family is balanced or not. In structural family therapy, the main goal is to have the structure and rules of the family be in healthy alignment. In an educational role, diagnosing can be used as a tool to help an educator be more aware of the families that they are teaching. By understanding the kind of structure of the family they are working with, an educator can tailor-make classes and interventions that will help correct the structure. For example, if parents are over-involved with their children, educators can spend extra time teaching about parenting techniques that allow for the child to be more independently responsible. Some of these interventions that help correct structure will be talked about further on in this presentation. Another structural family therapy technique that is helpful is called boundary making. In the therapeutic process, boundary making helps define what the expectations are in a particular family unit. Boundary making also helps outline each person's correct role in the family. In education, the educator may have the family either verbally or physically write down what the expectations are of each family member. Boundaries act like fences that keep relationships from going into unhealthy behaviors. Boundary making is especially helpful for families that have allowed or forced children to take on parenting roles. For example, if a child is babysitting their siblings every night while the parent goes out with friends, it could be helpful for the family to establish more boundaries so that the child is not spending every night babysitting. Boundary making helps reset the family and allows the parents and children to take their rightful and healthy roles in the family. This topic encompasses a lot of different information for families. And for those that struggle a lot with boundaries, it could be very helpful to have them attend an entire training or seminar on just this one subject. Sometimes it takes a lot of education and time to establish healthy boundaries in a family. Another technique from structural family therapy that can be used in education is called intensity. Intensity is when a therapist emphasizes a certain statement by doing things like increasing vocal volume or having a family repeat an intervention in order to create emphasis. A good example for the need for intensity may be when working with a family that has been demanding their young children take on a parental role and does not understand that they have been doing so. An educator may ask the family to do several different role play scenarios and repeat statements such as, "Is this appropriate for a child to be responsible for that?" in order to help the family get the point that boundaries need to be reestablished. In all honesty, this technique is not one that I plan to use often in future practice. However, when working with families that are refusing to see an area of their family that needs to be fixed, I think using intensity appropriately could help me get my point across. Sometimes a little pressure put on families can help them rise to the task at hand. Although there are many different structural therapy techniques that can be used in family life education, I just wanted to cover a few of my favorites. If you'd like to know more about any of the techniques that I talked about in this presentation, here are some great starting points for you to find more information. I highly suggest that you watch the TED Talk listed under my second reference from Kelly McGonigal, as it really helped reframe my own personal thoughts about stress. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day.